are listening to LOA Recon with the Good Vibe Coach Jeanette Ma, where we dissect the ins and outs and the art and science of conscious creation, all intended to amp up your manifesting game. Let's have some fun together. Welcome, and thank you for tuning in for another episode. In fact, I wanted to give a shout out of thanks to the person who sent me this note the other day. Thanks so much, Jeanette. I just started listening to your podcast. I love your energy. The warmth and positivity just radiates out of the earphones. I've decided to go right back to your first episode and listen to them all. Oh, I don't know how good an idea that is. But thanks for the encouraging words and for the inspiration to sit down and record another episode today. So this I've been meaning to tell you about for a little bit. This is the story of Magnus. Some of you, if we're Facebook friends, you know Magnus as my orange tabby, that feral kitten. In fact, I've mentioned him on this podcast before, I'm sure. He's the little guy that, as a kitten, he hitched a ride. He was on the undercarriage of a truck that drove for an hour and a half in the winter on the freeway to my friend who, when he found him, called me, and I said, I don't even need to hear anymore. Bring him to me right now. And he did. He was all wrapped up like a burrito in a blanket because he was feral. So he got wrapped up, delivered to me, and I worked on taming him for proper adoption, but he never really got friendly enough to be a companion to anyone. I realized I couldn't. I named him Magnus, or did we? His name is Magnus, and it fits him. It's a proper name for him. He's the half Manx orange tabby. Remember, he's got that short tail. I took him to the vet because I thought he had some horrific accident with his tail. No, he's half Manx. Anyway, so this kitty, turns out to be kind of a jerk, despite all my best efforts to tame him into a friendly guy. He's just ornery. He's got the orneriest meow. He meows like, whatever you're doing, it's all wrong, and you should change it now. He tends to pick fights with other cats. He doesn't tolerate people. Like, if he thinks you're coming for him, he runs. And he doesn't like to eat if you're in the room. He doesn't really have any cat friends either. There's no one he cuddles with. Diva likes him, but he doesn't really let her love on him. He doesn't even like Harvey, and everyone likes Harvey except for that mama cat. Yesterday, we were downstairs. Oh, she still has 2 kittens here. I'm hoping that's why she's this way and that it will change. But when I let her out of her room, oh gosh, Harvey's had a run-in with her where he was between her and her kittens, not on purpose, but he somehow got between them, and she let him have it. Oh, that poor guy. So now when I let her out of the room, poor Harvey was sitting next to me. I was sitting on the couch downstairs reading a book and just supervising kitten play. And Harvey was down there by accident. He didn't know I was going to open the door. He wouldn't have come down if he'd have known. But he just sat by me, and I could see a little tremble. That cat is, she's not his friend. Anyway, we're talking about Magnus, though. And yeah, he's just like, he's just kind of a jerk. I don't know how else to describe him. He stalks other cats for enjoyment. Like, he kind of likes, it's not even because they're at the food dish or they're in his favorite bed. He just seems to do it for sport. He doesn't share food very well, though. And he's just got the most wailful meow. I don't know if wailful is a word, but it should be because it describes his meow really well. Sometimes I have managed in the past to sneak up on him and make him get some love from me, scratch, like when he's sleeping in the top of the cat condo, or if he's eating the wet food and he's not looking, I might try to pet him a little, and he is not having it. So yeah, that's Magnus. He's just indifferent and wary, and he's not a lap cat. Okay. So I've mostly let him be, but you know what? I can tell that's not his favorite thing either. I could tell, I just have this sense he wants love. He wants to be loved. He wants to get in on the love action, but he doesn't know how. He just doesn't know how to let it be different than it's been. He doesn't know how to let himself be loved. I just strongly believe he secretly wants it, but he doesn't know how to cross the bridge. I can tell that he wants it, though. The way he kind of looks, he just doesn't dare. So I've been working on him. I've been letting him be his ornery self, and I'm not taking that away from him. He can be his ornery self. The way he trots through a room, he's just kind of mad to even be there. But sometimes when he pauses, I might sneak a little back scratch in there or a little chin rub there. It's usually not very much, but just short and sweet. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. I'm not going to hunt him down for it. I'm not going to make him give up his story of what a mean cat he is. But sometimes he just looks like he wishes it were different, or he wants it to be different. He just doesn't know how to cross the divide. Okay, so I've been practicing with him, like when the dogs are either outside or they're sleeping on the couch or a chair and the room's quiet and the fireplace is on. I just stay still for a while, and I've just been letting him be, but also inviting him. I've been patient. I've been coaxing. I've been allowing. And I also started telling like a different story of Magnus. I started telling the story about how he wants love. I say it to the friend that brought him to me, to Chad. I say, this guy wants to be loved. And Chad tried loving him. Oh, he's not having it at all. So I kind of feel like it's the work I've been doing, because it isn't just, he doesn't want it from anyone. It's a thing between us. So far, I bet it expands. But I've been telling that different story of him, that I think Magnus wants some love. So about a week ago, he got some love. He let me love him. He let me love him. And we've done it a couple of times since then, where I can't remember if he was just the first time he was just standing, and he likes his back raked kind of a little bit. He doesn't really want it around his ears or his chin so much, although that's starting to change, but he really wanted his back scratched. Not just pet, because, we'll build up a static charge, and he doesn't like that. So scratched firmly. He kind of likes it. And then I was sitting there, and I got him to sit in my lap for it, and he stayed. Like I wasn't having to hold him. He stayed. Oh, it made my favorite thing of the day board a couple of different times. And then the next day when I saw him up in the cat condo, he didn't try to bolt. He didn't. And I've had to hunt this guy down before. If he's harassing someone, he's fixing for a fight, I will go break it up. Sometimes I send Harvey to break it up. But sometimes it's me picking him up and removing him from the room so the other cats can have some peace. So he's used to me coming up with, not always, in a gentle, loving nature. But, look, we're not having fights in the house. And, I don't even think he wants to fight. I think he's just mostly bluster. I don't think he's ever actually hurt anyone. But anyway, so it's kind of a big deal when he doesn't try to run from at the top of the cat tower when I pet him now. I almost think he looks forward to it. I almost think he does. Anyway, he's been accepting these love overtures from me in a variety of ways. He's at least tolerating them, but I could tell he's pretending not to like it, but I know he does. I could tell that this was not hurting his feelings, even though he didn't want me to know that. So I've just kept it up here and there, little bits, not pushing it. And guess what's happened? This guy... Oh, just last night, he sat in my lap for it must have been 15 minutes and let me love on him. And he doesn't even meow that ornery meow like he used to. That indignant meow. Now it's his meow's changing. It's softening. This guy, he lets me pick him up and hold him. He eats when I'm in the room. He still startles. He turns around, notices it's me, and then he'll go back to eating. But this guy, something's changing. And just now, I was taking a break from the office. I walked through a room that he was in, and I woke him up. I didn't mean to, but I did. And he sat up, and he was looking at me in a way that made me think, I think he wants some love. But I thought, don't bother him. He probably just wants to go back to sleep. So I didn't approach him. But then he followed me to the other room. And so I I made some space for him. Well, you know what? I didn't even make space. Harvey and Samson were right there wanting some love too. And he got in on it. The three of them together. He normally, he's steering clear of the dogs, but he was right there. He was standing in line for some love, and he let me pick him up, and we cuddled, and he liked it. So here's Magnus. He was a jerk who didn't want anything to do with me and couldn't do a single nice thing for anyone else in the house. No friends, no kindness, no love. And here he is, transforming right in front of me. So I'm just marveling at how this being who was so ornery, who was so bristly, is changing so much right in front of me. The way I have been with him, that's how I want to be with all the jerks in my life. All the jerks. And I'm talking about the people, the human jerks. Not that I have that many, but they're there sometimes. I want to be with them the same way I've been with Magnus. I want to give them the same kind of credit, cut them the same kind of slack. I want to be the same kind of patient with them. I want to give them the kind of room in their story or my story of them so they can change for the better. Not that they need to change, but maybe I don't need to hold so firmly what jerks they are, I want to be the same kind of insistent on only offering love. That's all, just love, even when they don't deserve it or haven't earned it or even say they don't want it. And because I don't have to love them up close, I can do it from the other side of the room without bothering them. They never even need to know what I'm doing. I would like to be that way with everyone. Because, some people they got some Magnus in them. They just need a little help shedding their jerk self, their jerk personas. Because I believe everyone really does want to love and be loved. Isn't that true for all of us? In fact, yes, we all want to love and be loved, but isn't it also true that maybe we also have a little bit of Magnus inside us? A little bit that I know I do. That part of us that doesn't trust or it doesn't know how or it isn't comfortable giving up our old routines. Like those ones who are out there picking fights just because they don't know a way to say love me. Right? Anyway, I was just thinking that the next time I'm having trouble with a person, I'm going to see if I can see that they've just got a little Magnus in them. They're just a little afraid, a little unused to being loved, a little rough around the edges because of the start they got in life. And whether they come around or they don't, it doesn't even matter because I know I'll be better off for the way I engaged with them or thought of them. And it isn't even to try to get them to change, but to soften something in me. My judgment of them, my criticism of them, or my harshness about them. Because that's not a vibration that's helping me thrive in the world, and it certainly doesn't help them. But it'll be good for me to remember Magnus's transformation, knowing that if he can change, anyone can change. Remember one of my favorite stories? Remember my crackhead neighbor? I did a podcast on that. It's called, speaking of, don't go to the very, very beginning, but this is an old one from May of 2016. I think it's called My Favorite Crackhead Neighbor or something like that. It's got crackhead neighbor in it. And that one was, I didn't think I wasn't not trying to change the guy. I was just trying to be love and light so that guy would be gone from my world who was all hate and anger and just all ugly, dark, bad things. I knew if my energy was love, his energy of hate and anger would have to be gone from my world. So I was just going to do a really good job of being love. And I had 4 things. It was love, quiet, appreciation, and peace. Those were the 4 things. I knew if I could be that guy would be gone from my world. And I was wrong. That guy he met me there. He met me there. Man. Peace, quiet, love, and appreciation. Guess what, though? He met me there, not others. The rest of the neighborhood was still experiencing him as the same jerk with all the problems that they were still experiencing him that way, but he changed for me. I wasn't trying to get him to change. I was just trying to get him to be out of my world. Because how they talk about if you're zigging, the zigs and zags can't meet up. So I just needed to stop doing my battling with him routine and instead do a different routine because we can't meet up if we're different vibrations. And that guy met me at the higher vibration, which I didn't think he could. I thought he was just vile stuff and dark energy. No, that's not who he was. That's not who he was. Anyway, when I see myself doing a Magnus routine, when I'm being bristly, or I'm refusing kindnesses, or I'm picking a fight because I don't know how else to be with the ones in front of me, I'm going to remember that even Magnus can come around. Surely I can too. I think that's all I needed to say about this. This episode has been in me for a minute, and I thought it's not going to go away until I record it, so here it is. Hope you enjoyed it. Happy manifesting, everyone.